So you've got to earn that. Rebounds. 5, James. What have we got? Sideways off the circle.
Yeah.
Back there. So this is the lateral movement. So when I put the lateral in, he wants to rush forward. There's a nice little bit there. So now I'll let him go forward again. But he's all over his front end. Can you guys see that? So he's pushing on his front end and he's forward. So I'm just going to try and soften him up laterally a little bit till his back comes up and his head comes down and his shoulder balances. Not great, but right, so let him go forward again. You watch when he comes across in front of you. Right, so much weight on his front end that he transitions to a trot because he's not balanced. See that bit better there? So then we let that go forward. Now he needs to keep that and he's forward. And he's got straight. Look, I'll let him go.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
So he's travelling out there. Still not travelling around me yet. Don't transition. Why does he transition to a trot?
Trying to escape.
Sorry?
Trying to escape.
Yeah.
He's on the front. Weight's on the front end.
It's not balanced.
Not balanced.
Mm.
So rather than soften his little ribs, and these here, if I tickle this, tickle the ribs.
Look on his face.
Yeah.
So rather than soften that bit there, put a little tail twist. So you've got to make a decision to soften that and give like that. It's still straight, but that's sort of along the track. If he's not willing to do that, stay soft. And I remember I said before, you could pretty much put pressure anywhere from the ribs forward and they're going to go forward. That's what he's doing. So I'm saying walk and soften your ribs, and he says, oh, transition up, because he's stiff as a board. Just hang on the halter and start carrying yourself properly. It's bad for you, mate. You can't be running around on your head all the time. No, he's not in trouble. I'm just asking him to do it, and he's just saying, no, stuff you, no. And so, mate, we're going to keep doing this a little bit until you give me some try. So that head in the air, the hollow back, the stiff hock, that's no good. See that? So that's his response to it. Rather than soften, there's a little better. So we take that. Now he's got to keep it in his forward. He'll go about 2 or 3 steps and then he loses it again. Start pushing on his shoulder. How do I know?
The rope's dragging.
Okay, you see it?
Yeah.
If I keep my hand closed on the lead rope, I'm not going to know any of those things. It won't show up. So he knows, I know, and he's always going to be heavy in his turns and transitions. Look at the muscle down here. See the definition there?
Bowing, yeah.
See all the definition in the muscle?
Yeah.
That's from hanging on the halter. Look at it. So if I don't do something about it. Right, so he's got to be able to maintain that in his forward, which he can't do yet. We'll keep working on it. Change the direction, soften, come off the halter. Don't pull on the halter. Try the other side. That was his good side. I'm just resting the forward, putting some lateral in. I don't really want him looking at me. I want him just soft from nose to tail. So what he's doing there, this is a hard one to explain. I don't really want him looking at me, but if you were to look at him from the top, he should be curved like that from nose to tail all the way through if he's balanced. So what he's actually doing at the moment, when I try and soften his ribs, right, I'll hold this. This is for you, not for him. I'll come a bit closer. You see, so he gives me a false flex. He's put his head towards me, but look at which direction his feet are travelling in.
Yeah. At us.
Oh, now you're going to do it nice for me.
Yeah.
That'll be right. This is our footprints in the sand thing. Let's try that again. So if I soften his ribs,
Now he's doing
He's
it.
doing it pretty good.
Good boy.
So he's still got his head around to me too much, but his feet are pointing in a different direction.
Yeah.
So before that, they were just pointing out of the circle.
Yep.
So he's going around looking at me, but his feet were pointing that way.
Yep.
So that time there, they started to come around a little bit. So he's starting to soften. That's your bad side. Good boy. So harmony motion stuff doesn't come in until you're well into your level 2. But your horse's self-carriage and softness is really important. So we actually start working on the lateral stuff in level 1 with your short range circles into sideways. It's a stepping stone for all of this stuff. That's good. Now keep going. Don't transition. I was just thinking what a nice job you were doing. That inside hind. Got to get the inside hind underneath. Pushing forward, that'll bring all the rest of the other 3 feet around, see?
Mhm.
Keep going. Right. Just a short range change of direction. Don't transition, soften through your ribs. Keep it soft inside hind. Soften your ribs, soften your shoulders, soften your nose. Oh, that was pretty good. And you see him go forward there
Mhm.
without me having to tell him. So he got to that fork in the road and he made his own decision about going forward. So that's really, really good. Don't spoil it by running off.
Yeah, I'll try.
So this is my test of forward. Change of direction. The inside hind coming forward and around. Soften it. Now his ribs aren't soft. I know they're not because they're poking out that way.
Mm.
And his shoulder was as well. So by there he should have that banana shape in his follow his nose in that direction. What do you do? Good boy, make the decision. Okay, so if I have to pick up my stick, he's going to lead with his shoulder or his neck, not his nose. So I'll get a change of direction, but not one of value. Let's try this side. Much better. See the difference in the sides? Keep them soft. Keep them soft all the way through. Really good, really, really good. That's why lateral softness will free up your forward. So they were nice, James.
Yep.
About a walk change. I did that an 8.
And sideways off the circle at the walk.
Oh, about a 6. 6B. So here we wanted to transition to trot. I don't want him. Can you see how he's just leaning all over his front end in this?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like this. I want you guys working on this today. Some transitions. I can transition to the trot, but I want him to push off from behind. Alright, so you see that little head toss?
Yep.
That's him pulling
Pulling
himself
up.
up to the front. It's not really part of the list. It is, but it isn't. Behind underneath you. And he's just pushing on the front. How do I know?
Yep.
Right? Inches away. So I want him to push off from that inside hind. He should just step up into the trot. That one was better.
That was
It's
softer.
less head toss.
Mm.
A little bit of head toss. Still heavy on the front end. How do I know?
Yep.
Because I've got that. This is a million times better than what he was though. Change direction. I'd like him to change at the trot, but he's not ready for that yet. A nice little transition to trot there though. So you get working with a horse like this, and I was thinking this the day before yesterday, Sandy.
Mhm.
You look at that and think, I could ride that.
Mm.
That's a nice little useful trot, I could ride that.
Yeah.
The one before, it's like, holy crap.
Mm.
I'm going to get the giggles trying to stay on that. Right? This, that's a nice little trot. You ride that all day.
Mm.
Now at the moment he couldn't do it all day, so get him on the long lead rope, he's going to start falling apart again.
Mm.
Because he's still short range.
Yep.
Alright. That's quite nice. He's off into flex. Boy. Transition up from the hind, so that's pretty good.
Yep.
So we're not getting a change of direction at the trot, having to drop him back to a walk, but huge improvement
Mm.
from where he was. Finish this way, not that way.
That's nice.
Heaps better. So that's pretty good.
Yep.
So I'd give him an 8 for those, Jane, but I'd put a W in it so I know that the change was actually at the walk. Can I have that 22 please, Sandy?
Yep.